Hold up.
Wait. All right, so that's Nate Dogg, right? That's Nate Dogg singing a Dre song. But we're trying to figure out what is the Dre song. What's the Dre song?
The next episode, right?
The next episode? All right, hold on. Let's see. Is that it?
Hold up. The
next episode. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that's it.
We can't play too much because
I can't even barely hear it anyway. Yeah, but that's the song. Is that the next episode? Yeah, that's it. Hold up. I tried to put I don't know if you listened last week, but I put my track on the audio, but when I did it on the video, they blocked it and they muted the whole video. So I had
the whole video, the entire.
So then so I had to trim it out and then
repost
it back up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
interesting though, huh?
Very interesting. So
it's maybe my own shit, but you know.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to edit because I left a lot of that on.
But yeah, dude, I got the song right. You didn't get it right, dude. I got it before you. That's a good one.
Was this some type of contest?
I felt like it. Reggie took forever looking it up. I'm like, just look up the tracks. He's like, no, I have to do it by the lyrics. Take me right to it.
I love that you make me look. I love that you make me look and sound like I'm so what is it? I don't know, ethereal, like some type of fairy or some type of
fairy. Effeminate.
It's like, oh, I had to look it up on Apple Music because I wanted to find the lyrics.
Sometimes that's how you sound to me, Reg. I'm just trying to mirror it back.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how I sound to a lot of people sometimes. It's like, please, sir, can you help me out? But what they hear is, please, sir, can you help me out? Please. So you have more bass. You're like the guy in like the guy group. What do they call those Motown groups back in the day? But you're the bass guy. Go boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom. But yeah,
that's back when they were called they weren't called boy bands back then.
No, yeah, what were they called?
It was just called
because they had girl groups. They called them girl groups.
Yeah, what did they call
and the chiffons and all
what did they call the guy groups? They just called them what did they call Boys and Men and New Edition and
I thought it was like
Bill Biv DeVoe. What did they call those
R&B, Motown?
Yeah, but they didn't call them boy bands. They called them something else. Just
Four Tops, baby, the Temptations.
Yeah, I don't know. You know who we need to ask about that is Kevin Avery. You know, that's his area of expertise.
Hey, we gotta get him on. We need guests, man. I was thinking we should have Shang Wang. We should have Garcia.
Oh, absolutely. Shang Wang, Garcia.
Jasper, hit him up. We still don't have a song, dude. I thought you were gonna get us a song now.
Well, you know, I reached out to this kid and he lives in St. Louis now, I think. Raps.
That's okay. That you can do anything over online.
No, the point is I can't. I only talk to him through IG because I don't have his personal contact. So we just kind of mess around through there. I can hit him up, but he come with those. He come with them. He come with them gangster lyrics. I don't know if.
Well, 9 seconds. We don't need. Well, we could just get a beat. You don't necessarily need. Tell him you don't want any F-bombs. Just tell him to keep it PG. 13.
Okay, I can do that. And also, you know, like I said, my man Mahershala.
15 seconds, 20 seconds.
Mahershala produces too, so I can ask him for something. See if he's got something in there. Something sitting in the crates that he wants.
Hey, that wrestler, I know, dude. I haven't heard back from him yet, but he's kind of blown up, man. He was in Wisconsin yesterday wrestling, and friggin' Giannis showed up.
Oh, I saw that, and was standing up on something.
Giannis and his brother, yeah.
I saw a picture.
And not even that, he's got a picture with those two, and they're trying to do his thing, like he does some lip mean mug thing, and they were trying to do the same thing. I was like, whoa, look at my man Will, dude, killing.
Well, I'll just say this: we better get Will as quick as possible because pretty soon we won't.
I think it's too late already. Like there's even something on his Instagram, like hit up his management for stuff. And I've messaged him. He's seen my messages. We've liked stuff back and forth, but the man's busy now, dude. He's traveling the country.
He's next level with it.
Slamming fools.
Yeah, he's next level with it. I do want to address your the way you say wrestling.
Wrestling. It's just fun that way. It's
Wrestling.
wrestling, but
He was in Wisconsin wrestling.
My buddy and I used to always do that. Like, oh, I love some wrestling. Hey, let's go. I get some eggs and sausage.
And sausage. That's funny. Okay, that's good. As long if it's on purpose, I can dig that. It's on purpose, so that's cool. I didn't know if you were really. I didn't know if you were really saying wrestling. Right?
I always like to just throw
like
stuff out there and see if people could catch it, and then if they think a lot, I like. Look, Reg, sometimes it takes intelligence to play dumb, and it's kind of, and like it's fun. There used to be so the band Nirvana, a big fan of, and it was so famous. Everybody knows the name Nirvana. So
name drop.
They used to have a video.
Okay.
They're in Bloom video, and it was Doug Llewellyn from the People's Court was introducing them in it. It's pretty funny, that guy. The guy talking. Yeah. So he introduced them, and it's supposed to be like this 50s black and white video, and he goes, "Give it up for Nirvana." And so as a joke, right? That's in their music video. So I sometimes
it's a joke. Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes when I'd see somebody's album, like, "Oh, dude, you love Nirvana," and they're like, "It's Nirvana, dude." Like, for people to not even know that, of course I know. I'm like, "Oh, you're an idiot." So it's like, play the idiot. I can find who's the real idiot.
That's funny. You should preface it by, dude, my favorite band of all time.
Yeah.
Nirvana. And I love their lead singer, Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, Craig Cobain.
Craig Cobain. Oh my goodness. Nirvana and Craig Cobain. Oh my goodness, that dude. I just saw him on a show the other day. He's killing it right now.
They're in the news. Nirvana was in the news this week because their 1991 album cover that blew up, their Nevermind album, there's the naked
Is that
baby.
The one with the baby?
Yeah, chasing a dollar bill, and it was like so I was looking it up. It was a 15-second shot in the water, but the kid now, he's 30 and he's suing the Nirvana estate for child pornography and making money off it because his little wiener shows in it. And absurd, dude. And 5 years ago he recreated the scene in the water, you know what I mean? And he puts something about how, like, I gotta get the wording because it's pretty funny. But he recreated it 5 years ago, but now all of a sudden he's suing. It just kind of sounds like the dude needs some funds.
Sounds like a cash grab.
Exactly.
Sounds like a cash grab. That's sad and unfortunate, right? That's sad and unfortunate. Child pornography, really?
Yeah, that's a bit of a jump.
That's dude. A stretch. Yeah.
I was gonna say he was there. His dad, they were filming like the band in the water too, and then he was just he was a friend of the photographer, like his dad, and his dad then just dropped him in for 15 seconds, but he only got $200 for that. But at the time they weren't famous yet, you know what I mean? That was the album that made him famous. So it's kind of it seems like a cash grab.
And it was a photo shoot, right? Right. You get paid for a photo shoot. And then whatever happens with the photo after that, because once you sign over your rights in perpetuity, they can use it however they want.
But there's a baby wiener on the cover, so he says that's child pornography.
It's not child pornography because that's not the intent of it. Now, somebody looks at that,
it's art. It's what art. It is. Babies have wieners. Some babies have wieners. That's what it is. And it was kind of almost a metaphor, like the small baby band who was independent is now going corporate and chasing the dollar bill, which Nirvana was doing and catching shit for.
Check out the big brain on sale.
And this is what also he said. He said in the guy suing him, he goes, it affected his lifelong loss of earning capacity.
Are you serious?
Yeah, how the hell's that hurt you from making money, man?
Dude, he's high. He's got to be high. Well, how old is he in that picture? 6 months, maybe?
No, something. No, I think even younger. 4 months, I think he was.
He's 4 months, and that picture affected his earning.
Yeah, that should have helped. You'd be like, "Yo, dude, I'm naked on the thing." You know what I mean? It's so
exactly.
Ridiculous.
Only way it affected his earning potential is if he was trying to get into porn. They were like, "Nope." Like, based on what we've seen, sorry, buddy, but that's.
And you're
whack,
on one of the most iconic album covers of all time.
Yeah, that's whack, yo. He's dumb. He's dumb. He's gonna that
he's
lawsuit is gonna be a
broke.
waste of energy and time and money, But I think it's more of an indication of where he is in life right now to even be at this point trying to capitalize on something that happened 30 years ago, a photo,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
to even go that far to say that it's affected his earning potential, he's high, dude. He's high. He's high. He's got to be high. I want to go back to this real quick because you made a comment that I thought was pretty interesting. You said you got to be intelligent to play dumb, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I can say this wholehearted, like truthfully, I've met a handful of women who've actually done that, who've like played dumb, who are super intelligent, super smart, but have played dumb in whatever capacity, in relationships, in business, in classrooms, with boyfriends, whatever the case may be. Like, because sometimes women's intelligence can be a little intimidating for people. So that
Oh,
idea of
I
like,
see. So they purposely dumb it down to not intimidate.
yep,
I can see that.
they're with the guy who can't handle a smart woman. So they, whatever reason they like him. And so they kind of go, all right, I just don't say anything because he likes to feel like he's smart and he likes to feel like he's in
Yeah, that's a
control.
shame.
That's a shame. And so to
That's a
any woman
shame.
out there right now who's listening to this or watching this, do not do that. If he cannot meet and match and accept your level of intelligence and smartness and whatever other words you can think of, then adios, amigo. Peace, sayonara. Yeah, we'll catch you later. See you on the flip side, or you know what? Yeah, it's over. It's done.
Yeah, that's silly.
Don't even
Yeah,
waste
that's
your
silly.
time.
Now, to
Don't
be
even waste your
clear, when
time.
I do it for laughs, bro. I do it for laughs.
Okay, so you're that comedian, right?
Well, sometimes it's fun, dude, to and yeah, not so
Huh.
much on stage. I don't do it on stage. On stage,
Okay.
yeah, I don't do it on stage so much. So on
Okay.
stage, I do the opposite, I think.
I'm
I
trying to
know
think.
everything.
That's funny. I'm trying to think. I got a friend right now who thinks he knows everything, but we're not gonna get into that. Zing. But I'm trying to think. Have you ever known me to like dumb it down or to play smaller or less than? I mean, at least on stage. Now I know in my real life there have been moments where I just go, you know what? I'm just gonna let this be what it
Oh, well,
is.
yeah, I'm sure there's a joke or something like because there's sometimes, yeah, I think in character if you and someone else are interacting, I can't think of one specific, but you know what I mean.
A character. I'm trying to think of some time that I played dumb.
I
That
don't
just
know.
don't.
Like I like to do other people who play dumb. Like I do Angelo doing Monet. It's calling it Monette,
Right, right,
stuff like
Monet.
that.
Yeah.
Uh
I don't
yeah, I
know if I
mean,
I
yeah,
don't know
I
if I
don't
play
know.
this guy dumb as much as he just kind of a follower. Yeah, man, you look just like that dude.
Yeah.
But
But
he's
then it's characters.
yeah, his
Yeah.
characters, and he's not necessarily dumb. I think he's just following the other guy's lead. Like, man, you look just like him. Yeah, man, you look just like him. Right. Like, but that's
Right.
not dumb. I don't think I've ever playing dumb is not my thing, right? As a
Well,
person that
here's one I do, and I would do it like purposely mispronouncing stuff sometimes to see if people catch, and like I do the
so you set people up, you're setting people up, Sal.
yeah, what was the joke I do? Oh, I think it was about being lactose intolerant, and I'm like, and I was like, Italian, you can't eat cheese, and I was like that's like a Mexican, you can't eat beans, or Filipino can't eat oompa loompas or whatever you guys eat, and then sometimes people in the crowd be like, it's lupia, and it always get a huge laugh, but then people be like, it's lupia, and I'm like, I know, you buffoon. That's
Yeah.
the joke. You know what I mean? So that's an example of that, and
Yeah,
I
that's
love
pretty
doing
funny.
that, especially when because a lot of times it's a different kind of laugh. It's like a half a second delay because they have to figure it out, and then they do, and then they're like, you know what I mean?
Right, right, right. Ah,
So
I like the
yeah.
way you and I just had a brain fart. Like it literally just left my
You
head.
stoned, Reg? You like that baby on the cover?
Yeah, really. Like I was actually trying to look at something and it's like I had a disconnect between my brain and what I was trying to do and what I was trying to say. I was just gonna say I like the way you imitate the audience laughing. What?
That's how my crowd
What?
laughs. Aha, aha. You got me. You
we
got me
like
good.
we like eating Oompa Loompas too. Well, um, so yeah, man, how's your week been?
I'm good, man. My pimple's going away. You can't really tell on here, but yeah, dude,
I
it had some going to go. I had something you wanted me to bring up, something to talk about. I got something, Reg.
what you got?
Okay, so fear. Like sometimes, I'm a pretty calm and chill
Mhm.
guy in certain situations, but then sometimes why is it like the brain will quickly go to something the worst case scenario or fear, right? For instance, like my knee hurts a little this week. Never
Okay.
had knee pain. I didn't do anything physical really to jerk it this week. Maybe I twisted or turned something, but it's just been, and it's weird. I could stand and walk on it, but if I kneel on it, it hurts, like there's a
Hmm.
bruise or some tendon or something. I don't know. But
So
anyway,
wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. So you didn't jerk it this week. You
I
jerked it.
might have on something, but I don't know. The older you get, or maybe I banged it in something. I don't know.
So you either banged it or you jerked it. I mean, you jerk it pretty regularly, right?
Oh, there you go, Reg. The wow. Now you're playing. Now you're playing. I guess you're
No,
not
I'm
playing
playing dumb.
dumb there. You're playing.
I'm playing
You're
blue.
playing frat.
I'm playing frat. I'm like, he said jerk it.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
69, dude.
He said jerk
So,
it and banged it. He bangs or he jerks it. No,
so I was
okay, I'm
whacking
sorry.
off my knee, and somehow it got injured. But
So
I don't know. But anyway, point is, but then like right away you start thinking like, oh, maybe I'm just gonna lose the cartilage and then it's gonna be cracking against the bone, and then I can just lose my leg. Well, looks like I'm gonna be in a wheelchair now. Like,
holy cow. Like you're gonna be your legs gonna be
yeah, like
amputated.
what
You're
is
gonna be in
that?
a
And
wheelchair.
then and here's another one that was more accurate. And so remember when my tooth was messing with me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I finally figured it out. Oh, bro. So anyone, y'all straight teeth motherfuckers, you got it good, okay? Because there's
Thanks
this
to my
one
orthodontist,
tooth,
Joe
and maybe it's
Buchanan.
gotten even worse. See, it's empty.
Oh
Uh-uh.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little further back. It's all like lean back, right? And
That's Fat Joe.
it make me think of like his legs are strong, Mrs. Gump, strong as I've ever seen, but his back is as crooked as a politician. That's my
That's
teeth.
nice.
But then I don't know, stuff gets stuck in it more, dude. And like no matter what, and there's like two spots that are always gonna get stuck. And so corn on the cob. And dude, I'm telling you, man, I think I had corn on the cob, and it was bugging me for like a week almost. There was like
Oh,
it felt like a bump was forming underneath, like at the gum line.
uh-huh.
And then one day I just like took this paper towel and I was like, I just dried it out, like wiped out. And dude, a little piece of corn came, like the little skin of the corn was stuck under
Oh, it
there. And
was
I think it
irritating
was,
your skin, your
yeah, and I think
gum.
it got pushed under and then it finally came out. I don't know what the
Ugh.
hell, but then it was
Did you
totally fine
floss?
after that.
Did you
Yeah, I
floss?
flossed, but I think flossing I pushed it in there.
Well, you're supposed to scoop. Like you gotta go in and scoop.
I don't like the two string thing. You still use the string, bro? What planet are you on? You
Well,
gotta
I mean,
use the flossers.
I use the little flossers. I use those, but I also use string.
Nah, but I think when the flosser, the first time it went in, it's trying to get into the crooked teeth because it's holding it back, and then it gets in and it slides in and pushes the piece of
Ooh,
corn into the gum, and then drama
okay.
ensued for a week.
All right, a couple things. First, I mean, there's so many different ways to get your teeth straightened, right? Why don't you just go ahead and look into that and get it done? I
No,
mean, it would,
it's fine.
well, it's okay.
What do you gotta do? Just well,
I mean,
Reggie's funny because he got braces at like 40, which is like I was like, who's that
no,
old teenager?
I got braces. I got braces as a kid. Yeah, really. I had them in my 30s, early 30s, I
Yeah, I
think it was.
remember you getting them. I kind of felt like you got suckered by the dentist, bro. To
No,
me, dentists are like mechanics in white coats.
that's funny. No, man. Remember I had jaw surgery. Did you
Oh
know that?
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
had
don't
jaw
know.
surgery. You didn't know that yeah, remember when my
It's because you're always opening that mouth.
yeah,
What were
really.
you doing?
It's
How'd you
because I
get
was
that
talking
jaw
I talked too
surgery?
much. I talked too much. That's what happened. My jaws
Who
gave up.
was you jerking when you got that surgery? All right, go.
Too much teeth. Boom, and then it's a wrap. Now I got broken jaws. That's too much. Did I go too far right there? Nah, man. I had jaw surgery. They broke both of my jaws. Remember at that point? Remember when my jaws were wired shut for about a month?
Kinda. When was that? That was in your 30s?
That was '06. I got the surgery in '06.
So what are they saying? You were biting down wrong?
Yeah, no, what happened was my teeth used to, and see, like now I have a slight underbite, but my teeth used to hit directly on top of each other. like this.
So what is it supposed to do? One's supposed to go in front
Yeah,
of the other?
your top is supposed to be in front of your bottom. It's called
I
an
think mine's
overbite,
like that. Okay.
right? It's supposed to be an overbite. If you don't have that, then you can have an even bite where your teeth hit on top, is what I had. And then you can have an underbite. You ever seen people who have an underbite where the bottom teeth are in front of the top teeth? The
Yeah,
jaw
usually
kind
they're
of
like
juts forward. Their jaw, their
hillbillies.
bottom, well, their bottom jaw kind of juts forward a little bit. So they go from this to
Like a bulldog. Yeah.
like this, right?
Yeah.
All right. So my teeth used to hit on top of each other. And what happens is over time, if your teeth do that, then they start to they wear
They
down.
wear down
They
faster.
wear down. And you have to see people that got like little short teeth. They're like their
Mm,
teeth are flat and short.
that's
That
because of
comes
an even bite.
it comes from an even bite. And
Now,
so what
did
they
you ever notice that as a kid doing that?
no, because I didn't know any different. Right. It just is what
Did
it
you ever
was.
notice it, or the dentist brought it up to you?
Um I well look, I'm observant. I noticed something was different because I looked around. I could see everyone else had a slight overbite.
You go
And
around
so
checking. How do you checking people's mouths like that
well,
close?
I look at stuff, man. I look at everything, right?
Let me see your teeth.
Yeah, well, well, I knew that I had it was like right here, right? It's like it was just right even, right? And a slight cross bite too, like it was even and a little cross, like it was like like this in
Interesting.
turn. So what they did was I went to Kaiser. I talked to my dentist about it, and then he told me what the long-term effects are. Because what happens with teeth is if your teeth don't hit each other to some degree, they will keep growing. So you ever see people who have like one tooth that's really high or a set of teeth that are kind of higher than the others? That's
Uh-huh.
because those teeth aren't hitting anything, and those teeth will continue to grow.
Oh,
So
and the other ones aren't because they're hitting.
because they're hitting,
Mm,
prime example is I'm not gonna say his name. I don't know how he feels about that stuff, but he actually got it fixed. But there was a guy who had one side of his teeth were a lot higher than the other side in the bottom, and he kind of got him shaved down. I don't know if he actually fixed or corrected his bite to prevent it from happening again, but he got this part even with the other rest of his teeth.
wow.
So what they did was they went in, they broke my jaw right here in the back on both sides. They broke my jaw. They set it back. They reset it, and then they put braces on to keep and they wired it shut. So I couldn't move. My teeth were like I was wired shut. Remember, I even did a
Wow. I
show.
do remember that. I do
Yeah,
remember
I
that.
had my teeth. Dude, I have pictures of my face. My face was huge. I'm talking about like
Oh,
you
from
see how
swelling.
from swelling, my face was
Now, what
it's
did you
crazy.
couldn't eat? You just had to have shakes and shit for a month.
Man, I drank Ensure, which I still love. I can't wait to be old so I can start drinking Ensure. Like I loved Ensure, like the vanilla Ensure. That was I get it really cold, kind of frosty, and I would just suck it through my teeth. Um, I did that, and I would like blend up soup and drink the soup.
Like blend the
I lost
veggies and meat and
blended
shit.
veggies, everything, whatever.
Oh,
Minestrone soup in a blender, straight up, and I would suck it through the braces. Oh, it was so
oh,
good. It was so good. But dude, hey, I lost 20 pounds in like 20 days, dude.
wow, I bet.
Yeah, crack can't even guarantee those results, bro.
No,
Right?
dude.
No,
I
exactly.
you know it's funny you say that because I knew a guy and he grew up next to me in a neighborhood, and then we would sometimes we would call them white trash. Some would say like they were kind of dirty. Like this first time I ever saw a roach was at their place and
Oh
stuff.
wow.
And anyway, they I remember the kid though, he got in high school, the his younger brother, he got big and he was heavy and he'd always walk like this. He had a little
Oh, you
talk
kind
like
of
that, and then
yeah.
like a few years later, I'm just out of high school and going to college, and I see him walking down the street and he's like friggin' lost 150 pounds. And I was
Nice.
like, whoa, dude. I was like, what happened to you? How'd you lose 150 pounds? He's
It's
like,
like
oh, I
meth.
started smoking crack. I was like,
Shut up.
what? He's like,
I was gonna say
yeah,
methamphetamines, bro.
smoking crack, it all went away.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's gotta be one of the funniest and saddest stories ever.
Insane, bro.
It's sad, dude. I don't even know if it's
Insane.
funny. I think it's just sad, but I think it's funny that he was just like, hey, I started smoking crack. Like it was a good
He
thing.
had this. I remember he had a speech impediment when I was young. When I first met him, I had to have his brother interpret everything he said because I couldn't
Translate for
understand him.
you.
Like,
Right.
yeah, because like I remember one time, like it was a Sunday, and we were leaving. He's like, "Where are you going? You gotta go, shush." And I was like, what? He's like, shush. And I was like, oh, church. Yeah, we got to go to church. And that was like, those where he
Oh,
couldn't really say those.
that's
But
bad.
yeah, man. But dude, these guys, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Doesn't sound good. All right, so let's address this. So first, just look into getting your teeth fixed, man. It can't hurt. I mean, now look,
It can. It can hurt the pocketbook, dude. I ain't got no
dude, you can get the
like
Invisalign. You get the
union
Invisalign,
insurance.
dude. You get the Invisalign, right?
That's
They
expensive
send
too.
you a
That's like the
mold.
braces, right?
No, not quite. It's the clear ones that you put over your teeth. So what you do is you take a mold of your teeth, you send it to them, and then they'll send you a series of like plastic not braces, but plastic mouthpieces that go over your teeth, and they slowly will start to move your teeth to
Yeah.
where they, you know what I mean? And you can prevent some of that stuff. And there's also other stuff about how it affects your bite,
That shit's
your jaw.
expensive, bro.
Dude, what does it matter? Fix your grill, bro. Fix your grill.
What's
Fix your teeth.
I
Fix
think
your
it's
jaw.
fine. If it's fine, big
Okay,
deal. I
if
got
it's
a piece
fine.
of cord. Now it sounds like you trying to tell me
No,
you
I'm
don't like
saying
my
that.
appearance, Reg.
No,
You know,
I love it. I love your face.
I have this little I have a little birthmark thingy here.
Yeah,
Well, not a birthmark. What do they call it?
a mole.
Not a mole, motherfucker. Is
I don't know what it is.
beauty mark.
That's your Marilyn Monroe beauty mark, huh? Right
Yeah,
here.
so I like a fucking De Niro, and I got it. And I remember this girl one time told me, she's like, "Oh yeah, you could get that lasered off." I'm like, "Bitch, this ain't gonna last.
Oh,
You're gonna
you
try to
dropped the B
keep,
bomb. Hold on, you
yeah,
dropped
you're
the
gonna
B
take out
bomb
because
on her?
look, not only I didn't say it to her,
I was
no,
gonna say, did
in
you
my
say
mind, but I was like, in my head, I was like, well, this is done. How
that?
dare you challenge this? Because I have it, my father had it, my grandma had it. It's something my grandma had it though, because she'd go to kiss you and then the hairs would be coming, growing into it, and you're like, "Ah!"
Wait. To me, that sounds like a mole. I said a mole, and you're like, nah, mother. Like,
No, dude, it's not
that's a
because
birthmark.
it's like what De Niro got and Marilyn Monroe got and Cindy Crawford got,
They're
and
moles.
they're beauty marks.
They're moles. That's what they are.
Moles
MOLES.
are what's out
Moles.
in the frigging garden and can't see.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. So the other one is this. All right, fine. Your grill is fine. You're happy with
Oh,
it.
that I
Oh,
forgot. The whole point of this was how my tooth. I was afraid I was going to
no, it
take the
was
tooth out, and then
exact.
I'd be a toothless fool. And
No,
then I was like, "Oh, I'm going to have to buy a tooth. That's expensive. Better save up for that."
right. So, but the original thing that we were discussing was the fact that your knee was messing up, and the way your mind works, it led all the way to
Right.
you being an amputee sitting in a wheelchair and not being able to walk one day,
Or a
right?
toothless bastard,
Or a toothless
whistling
bastard.
all my words, drinking and sure with Reggie on the porch. These goddamn kids better stay off your yard, Reg.
I'm like, who said you can come on my porch? Get off my
It's like,
porch.
yeah, I'm like, we gonna watch your son in the baseball game this evening.
Yeah, yeah. I hope
That'd be
so.
sick.
This boy, everything's a home run with this boy. Everything. He hit a grounder to the shortstop. He trying to run to third base. He trying to run all the bases. Oh,
Hey
so
boy,
check
that
it out.
boy, he can run.
All right, so here we go.
Run.
Run, Theo, run.
Run.
Yesterday, I'm gonna get back to this, but yesterday he and I were playing baseball, and I was having him hit off the tee just so he can work on his swing. Yo, man, when I say this kid was he was killing it. He was hitting it so hard that other kids in like another baseball field were like, yo, he's going yard on every hit, right? Like he's hitting it to the fences, man. It was great.
That means he's hitting it at the perfect contact, man. That's
Yeah,
very good.
yeah,
What
it
is
was
he
really good.
hitting? A baseball?
Yeah, he's hitting the little league baseball. It's like, real
Yeah,
baseball
okay, but
hard.
what kind of bat? You use like aluminum bat?
Yeah, he's got an aluminum bat.
Don't
Yeah.
this is like because I played little league for 8 years, dude, and my dad got really bad because the neighbor kids I'd play these kids I was just talking about, the future crack smoker and his brother, and then this other neighbor of ours, we would play wiffle ball baseball.
Oh, okay.
But my dad got mad because you have a really light bat, you have a really light ball, and it fucked up my swing where I'd swing way too early when I played my baseball games. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So it was definitely
No,
I was not a good hitter.
okay. Well, I'll tell you right now, this kid is he's a purist, right? He's a purist in the sense that he wants to play real baseball. Like he wants to have the bat, he wants to have the real balls, he wants to have bases. I mean, when we play, like it's always some scenario, right? Like there's a guy on second base and he's hitting the ball, and then based on where he hits it, it's like, okay, that's a single or that's an RBI. Like he's
Wow,
really
that's
into
smart. That's way
yeah.
ahead of his time for that.
Well, he loves to watch it too. He loves to watch.
Oh,
He loves to
wow.
watch baseball. So,
Wow.
so we were playing yesterday, and this kid was going yard, man. He was making great contact, hitting the ball extremely hard, and hitting good solid hits. So,
Nice.
so yeah, that was cool.
Has he played in a team yet?
Yeah, he played this past year for the Rickies in
What
the Noel
position he
Soul
play?
League. Well, at this age, they play all the positions, so they're kind of rotating each time. Each inning.
What is he like?
He kind of gravitates towards shortstop and first base.
They got pitchers.
Yep, he pitched too.
Wow.
Yeah, he pitched too. He likes pitching.
That'd be sometimes that's scary though when the line drive's coming at you.
Okay, so prime example. Yesterday he wants to pitch. So I'm holding the mitt and he's pitching to me, and he's really straight. When he takes his time, the kid is straight down the middle, right?
Nice.
So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hit some, but I'm not swinging hard. I'm just trying to make contact just so he can get an idea of where to throw the ball. And I shotgunned this kid, dude. Like, luckily I didn't hit it hard. I just hit it hard enough to I just came here and just stopped, and the ball just hit the bat and came straight out, and it hit him. It came and hit him right in the chest. I was like, all right, that's it. I was like,
you get a glove on it or no?
No, he didn't have a glove on. He didn't have his glove with him. He forgot it yesterday. So we just did batting.
Oh man, you can't. You got to have a glove on you on the
mound.
Well,
he has a baseball bag, and we were playing baseball the day before, and he took his glove out, and he just didn't put it back in. He grabbed his bag yesterday, so he didn't have his glove with him. But it came and just like he tried to catch it and just hit him right in the chest and his hand. Yeah, and I was like, yeah. Are you okay? Like, dude, are you okay? He's like, yeah. I was like, that's it. I'm not. I was like, I'm not going to hit anything. Okay, so let's get back to this. So the reason why you think the worst case scenario in those situations is because over time you have conditioned your brain to think in that way. So the way the brain works is the brain can't tell what's real and what isn't real. So whatever you think, however you think, your brain will continue to perpetuate those types of thoughts, right? So the person who thinks positively, their brain synapses will connect in a way to create positive thoughts. And if you think negatively, your brain synapses will connect in a way to create more negative thoughts, right? And there's also a little bit of anxiety and uncertainty, the fear of the unknown, right? So in that situation, instead of it just being like, oh, my knee is hurt, I should go get it checked out to see what it is, and so I can be better. You thought, oh, my knee is hurt. Oh, and I didn't even do anything, and then it's going to get worse, and then I'm gonna have to get my neck. Like, you kept going down that path of the thought process. And the best part, the funny thing, not the funny thing, but the other part about it is, in those moments, and the only way you can counter that is that in those moments when that thought process starts to happen. And it's the same thing for people who don't think highly of themselves, or who talk bad about themselves, or who are like, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, or I'm not pretty, I don't look good, I'm not smart, I'm not good at that, I can't do this, and I can never do that. Like, that type of mentality, the only way you can counter that is that in those moments when it happens, that's your subconscious. Like, in comedy, we have the critic. You say the joke, it doesn't go that well. All of a sudden that critic is like, yo, man, they're not feeling you. They're not into you. That joke usually does well. Why? How come these people didn't like it?
Right.
And then what happens is the comic goes, hey, that joke usually kills. What's wrong with you guys? You guys suck, right? And that's all because that critic is back in the back of the head saying. So what do we always do with the critic in comedy? When the critic says something, you acknowledge it and you step away from it. You go, look, I'm not listening to you. I got a show to do. So it's the same thing in those moments when your mind starts to connect in that way. You have to bring it from the subconscious to the conscious. So when your brain says, you're not that smart, or you're not pretty, or no one likes you, then you have to stop and say, no, that's not true. I'm very smart. I do really well. I have a lot of good friends. A lot of people like me. Or I'm not going to end up in a wheelchair with no legs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a doctor and figure out what it is, and then move forward from there. Like, it's going to be fine. But the thing is most people don't practice that, right? That's like, like I just got teased recently because you know, I was telling this guy that when I was a kid, I used to read all these self-help books. And a lot of those books I did. I look, man, I had moments, man. I used
Man,
to
you know, you had no siblings. That's tough.
get well, I mean, how can that go? Siblings either build you or they destroy
That's
you,
true. That's
right?
true.
Right. So I used to read all these self-help books, and a lot of it was just about how you think and how you perceive things, right? Like you know me, I try to be I'm not trying to be, but I'm kind of the ultimate optimist, right? Like I look at every glass as it's half full, and that probably comes from a place of like being humbled and not having a whole lot at some point, or not having access, or having to go through things. So while other people are looking at a glass and seeing what's missing, I look at a glass and I'm thankful for what's still there,
Right.
right? Right. And I've always taken a step further. Like, you know, it's like, is the glass half full or is it half empty? Well, the glass is absolutely half full, right? It's not half empty. I'm not, because whatever was there, I've already consumed, or someone else got it and I got some and they shared with me. So it's a win-win for me, right? And then I go, well, when the glass is empty, then I'm grateful that I had something in the glass, right? And then when the glass is completely empty, at that point, then I also go, man, or when the glass is gone, then I go, man, I used to have a glass, dude, and it had stuff in it. How awesome was that? Right? Like it's
Wait,
just that
let's say you see the glass and
okay,
it's half full, as you say,
okay,
and
here we go.
you're like, man, I wish that glass was full, because I am thirsty.
Well, the glass probably was full at some point, and I was thirsty and I drank half of it, and now it's half full.
Yeah, so one should
Or
be like, well, now I wish I had both halves. So now you got to get up and get it
so
because
then
it's
so
half
now
empty.
wait, hold on. So now I'm ungrateful for the portion that I drank.
Well, but maybe you drank it, maybe you didn't. We didn't say that necessarily.
Well, okay, so how about this? What if I had a glass that was full and you drank half of it,
Mhm.
right? And then I got the other half. So now, am I going to be mad at you because you drank half of it, or am
Well,
I
if
going to
you
be
were thirsty for a full one, maybe. And I was like, oh, I needed it as a half, or maybe I just love to share and you don't. And so I was like, here, you can have
wait?
half.
So I love to share. Wait, you love to share and I don't? No, I'm saying that it's my glass is full. I give you half of it, and I have the other half. Right?
Okay.
I'm fine with that because now I still got some and I was able to share. There's a
What
video.
if you wanted a full glass? All right, tell your video.
There's a
Teach me.
video that I sent it to a lot of friends recently, and or some people.
I didn't get it.
I know I
Looks
just
like
thought
I'm
about
not
it and I was
included
like,
in that list.
no, you are. It's just that based on where I was at the time, I was like, you know, these people are the ones I'm sending it to. But I'm gonna send it to you and then we can talk about it next week. But
Well,
it
you're
talks
telling me
about,
about it right now. I don't
okay,
need to
well,
see it.
I can't say everything, but it's like it's about happiness. And it's about when are we the happiest in life? Right. And there's this one study where they gave these people
At
$100.
orgasm.
Right. That's the happiest and the saddest moment, right? It's like, oh, and then like, oh, it's over. Unless you're a woman, then it's like, oh, but here's another one. Oh, and here's another one. And here's another one. Women are so lucky in that way. Um, but she was talking about there was a study where they gave these young people $100 and they told them that they could either spend the money on themselves or they could do something nice for someone else, right? And then they asked a group of people, which one do you think is going to make them happier, right? And the majority of the group felt like, okay, well, you know what? The people who got $100, they're probably going to buy something for themselves and that's going to make them happier. But in the reality, what happened in the study was that everyone who had the money, everyone who spent the money on someone else felt way more happier than they did than the people who actually bought something for themselves. And the number of people who who did something for someone else was the number of those people was greater than the people who did something for themselves. And so based on
Really,
these
more
studies,
people got something for someone else in the
yep,
study.
yep. And those people felt happier. And the whole point of that is that happiness is directly related to being in service to other people, to doing something for someone else. That's where true happiness comes from. So that's a whole nother thing. I'll send you that video. You can watch it. It's only 33 minutes and it's great, man. It is. It's really great.
Well, I mean, I do like giving stuff and doing surprises and giving gifts. Like even I hung out with the fam in Garden Grove last weekend, and like I got them like like they won this picture and for my trivia night, and I like framed it for him, wrapped him up because I just like a little surprise. I could have just gave it,
Exactly.
or like when I got you, like you like I like you lent me some cash one time, and then like to pay you back with interest, I gave you got you a Batman video
Batman
game.
Arkham City. Yep.
That's right. That was a good
Yep.
game too. I got
Yep.
that one.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. I
But it's
appreciate
fun to
that
see
too.
that reaction, and then yeah, you enjoy that. But
So that's
let's say
where
spent $100 on like a Madden game, and then every time I played it, I was enjoying it and having fun and
okay.
happy.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, I
I,
guess,
well, no,
yeah,
no,
it's
listen. The point is, it's not that you won't be happy, right? Yeah, you can buy the Madden game and be happy with your, with your game and playing it. What I'm saying is that the study showed that people were happier, like the level of
okay. I will
happiness.
say this: giving some and making someone else happy would probably put you up higher. But that's only one time you're going to give them that $100. Where if you bought something that you could play every so often and constantly make you happy,
I mean, possibly. I mean, they didn't go into
maybe
detail
that's
about
like the
that.
guy version and the woman version.
No,
Like you gain
that's
more and
funny.
more, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
multiple.
I think ultimately the idea is that being in service to other people makes people happier than just being in service to yourself,
Yeah,
right?
no, I
And it's
agree. And I think that's better. I like that.
yeah, and so that's a mentality, right? And that's even just knowing something. So going back to the original thing about how the mind works. So in those moments, if you say it's fear for you, it was fear. I think it's a little bit of anxiety and
Right. It's more of that,
fear,
I think.
and yeah, anxiety, and fear of the unknown to some degree, right? But knowledge squashes all that. The more you know, then obviously the more confident you feel about things because now you're dealing from a place of real information. But before we even get into that, the point is that in those moments when you have those doubts or the critic is talking to you and saying all the other stuff, you have to bring the critic from the subconscious to the conscious, and you have to dispute or rebuttal or rebuke or whatever it is, whatever the critic is saying. So for the person
Right.
who says I'm not smart or no one likes me or I can't work well with others or I can't do this, then they have to stop that, bring it to the conscious and say, you know what, I can do it. I'm not good at it now, but if I work at it, I can be better at it. Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I don't have a ton of friends. Okay. Yeah. I don't have 100 friends, but you know what? I have three great friends. Right. So
Right.
it's just about gratitude and being present because
Yeah.
if you let that go, if you don't check it, then you start to spiral down in a negative, and it's like
Oh
a
yeah.
spiral down in a negative point of view. And the worst part about it is that your brain will start to connect in a way that perpetuates that same thought process.
Oh, so you go to it quicker.
Yeah, so you go to it quicker. So now it's not that, oh, we lost the game. We lose all our games, or we're
Right.
terrible. We're never so it's not that you lost the game. It's not that you lost one game and you got to get better and we got to practice. It's we lost one game and we're terrible. We're probably gonna lose all the games. This season's gonna suck. We're gonna be the worst team in the conference. I don't even know why I'm
Right.
playing this game.
Right.
I quit. Right.
Right.
And it's like, yo, it's one game, dude. So
Right.
right. So the idea is, it's like, oh, we lost the game. So we got to practice. We got to get better. And next game we'll do better. And even if you lose the next game, you go, all right, you know what? We lost the next game, but we've gotten better. We're doing better. So hopefully if we keep trending in this direction, we can be a better team and we can win more games, or we can win some games and we can get that going. Right. Like it's just thought process and being conscious of your thoughts and then bringing it to the conscious and disputing whatever it is. That's what it is,
There it
man.
is. Reggie
There it
Steele,
is.
ladies and gentlemen.
That's my thing, man. I love that stuff. I was just recently talking to I was talking to a couple of friends. Actually, Mahershala and I talked at length yesterday, and I talked to Mockley, and we're just talking about the ego and the id and the super ego and what role it plays, right? In our lives, not even just ours, but just in the world around us. You see people who are like bathing in ego right now. It is just about them and what's going on with them
Oh,
and
it's
being,
totally what it is. And
yeah,
yeah.
man, and just being completely unpresent in their lives, right? In their actual current lives that they're living. They're too busy trying to live and live for other people and be perceived in a certain way by other people versus being connected with the people that they're in front of right now, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
I
a
could see that even like with politics, and instead of seeing the people that you represent, you're more worried about your future aspirations. And it doesn't matter how many people in your state are dying from COVID.
exactly. Mahersha and I were talking about this recently. We were talking about how I said, one of the things that's come out of social media is it has pretty much it has exposed the level of narcissism that exists in our society, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And idiocy
Well,
and
I'm
lack
not
of
gonna,
education.
yeah, that too, but I'm not gonna get into name calling. I'm just gonna talk about, as far as like what I'm seeing, the narcissism and the amount of attention that people crave, right? The amount of attention that people crave, but also the amount of attention that they crave that feeds into their image of their self-worth, right? The idea,
Yeah.
right? It's like if they don't get enough likes, if there aren't enough viewers and not enough people participating, then they start to feel like they aren't worthy,
I mean,
right?
but yeah, we're at a time now where an actual career is influencer.
Exactly, an influencer, right? Like that's
And
your job,
people reward that behavior because, hey, influencer, can you wear this or can you drink this and then help
right?
sell my product? It's all consumption, it's all money, it's all gross.
Right, right. I think the one that gets me the most is, I don't know, someone likes one of your posts and you go, oh, who is this? And you go to their page and it's like literally 150 headshots that are not different. Just like, it's like, what the hell? Like, is there nothing else? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Like, that's it. That's all you get. So it's interesting, man. We live in I think a very interesting time in the sense of, what part of our psyche is being exposed to the
Yeah.
world, right?
I mean,
And
I
how
just
that's being
use
exposed.
mainly my social media to promote shit. I'm like, promote the podcast, promote my show, promote the trivia. That's it. You know what's coming this day of the week at this around this time.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, mine. I mean, come on, man. I'll post something personal every once in a while, like the passing of a friend. Um, at one point it might have been about shows. Um, it might be like, oh, I met someone or I work with this person. But my posts are few and far between. I barely ever post anything on Facebook. I've been posting the spitballing videos and stuff like that on
Right.
there, and my tweets are few and far between. I'll post about someone else that I'm enjoying, or something they've done, I'll like and then say, oh, that's great. But maybe I'm just old school, right? And but I just don't feel this. I don't feel this constant need and desire to post every aspect of
It's
my
yeah,
life, of
it's
everything that
whack.
I'm doing. It's whack, yo. And plus, look, this the truth of the matter is, and maybe people don't have this, but it's like I have real people in my life that I can share, my good moment, my happy moments with, or my sad moments with. Like I don't need to go. And hold on, let me just say this too. Just let me qualify this. For example, you and I, right? We both have social media, and because of our entertainment status and the people that we met, we have a lot of people that we don't necessarily know personally
True.
that follow us, right? So there's sometimes where it's like something super personal just isn't necessary because they don't know me like that. And I'm not looking,
Mhm.
I don't need to post pictures of Theo to a bunch of people who don't know my kid. They know me from
Right.
doing comedy, but that's not
Mhm.
important. I would much rather have, for the average person who's not an entertainer or an influencer, they got 38 followers, 78 followers, and these are people that they actually know. Now, in that situation, I got no problem, because you're posting to people that actually know you, know your kid, know your family, your life to some degree. That's
Right.
cool. But for me, I'm like, hey man, look, the person in Wisconsin who saw me on a thing and liked me and followed me, I have no need or desire to need their approval about, hey, so here's my kid and I at the ballpark. Like, hey, the guy in Wisconsin liked the picture. Gives a fuck. I don't know them,
I'm
right?
sick of people posting like gross ass shit. Like, look at the surgery I just had, or look at what it looked like before. And I'm like, yo, man, okay.
Hey man, look, there was one point on Facebook that I was literally calling the death book, because it was like, and no offense, I love Jimmy Gunn. I do. I love Jimmy Gunn.
Oh yeah.
But there was a point where Jimmy was literally dying, and he posted every day about what he was experiencing.
Ooh.
Right. And then up until the point where it's like you miss a few days, and then his wife gets on and says, you know, last night Jimmy passed away. And it was like, I was reading him at first, but then it was brutal. Like, it was hard for me. And as much as I love Jimmy, like it was just hard. I didn't want to see him go like that, in the sense of like watching him die every day. And so, but that's somebody I know. That's
I
somebody
mean,
I
that's
know.
got to be tough though too, because man, to know it's coming, dude. Whew, it's probably best not to, because you know it's coming.
No, I don't know, man. We could talk about that too. I'm torn, because I've, like, my friend PH passed away Easter Sunday this year. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer about 3 years ago. He called me late last year after being in a hospital for abdominal obstruction. And we talked, and he told me that the doctor said that he was going to release him from the hospital. He'd be going home under hospice care, which I already know what that is. We all know what that is. And he said the doctor told him that he had 3 to 6 months. So this was in December. He passed in April, right? So you figure that's about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Right. And knowing, and I give him much props for this, like major respect to him. I love PH. He's one of my favorite people in the world. Dude, he did it the way he wanted to. He visited with people. He shared stories with people. He mended some fences with family members, with his son. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to mend a fence with his second son, but he and his oldest son really were able to, you know, get over some things and figure some things out and have a good relationship in the end, right? But he knew what was coming, and instead of being afraid of the unknown and the uncertain and allowing that to cripple him, right, to keep him from living, he decided, knowing that it's going to end, I'm going to live. So I'm going to get this in order. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to say everything I need to say to everyone that needs to hear it, right? Or the people who are willing to listen. I'll say my apologies. I'll share good times. I'll take pictures. I'll write letters. I'll put things in order, because, you know, we all at some point will succumb. There's no question about it. But to know to some degree and be able to have that frame of mind to be able to handle your affairs and to get things in order. When I say that, and he was able to find some peace with his higher being, he might have died like the most peaceful of anybody I've known, as far as just knowing and doing everything, like checking all the boxes and then saying, okay, I left no stone unturned. There's one stone one stone I tried to flip, I couldn't get it. I just didn't have the strength, and they weren't willing to work with him, right? And so I feel for his son, because at some point, you know, he's going to wake up and go, man, I could have, you know, my dad and I probably could have figured this out before he passed. And so now he's left here trying to figure it out for himself, which, you know, a lot of people have done that, and he'll be able to do it. He'll be fine. But, you know,
I mean, yeah, I guess if you're able to accept it like that.
If you're able to accept it, that's the thing. And that's the thing though. But
then here's another thing though. You're not always certain. You know what I mean? Like, cause you never want to stop, you never want to give up. But then for something like that, pancreatic cancer, where it's almost like a certainty. And then once they send you on hospice,
almost.
Once they send you on hospice. So yeah, man, I don't know. That's just depressing as fuck, Reg. What the hell? I was like, how's he?
See, this is the thing though. This is the thing. For me, it's not depressing. What's depressing about living and dying? It's inevitable. We will all die. Right. There's nothing depressing about it, really, because, I mean, unless that's how you choose to think of it. Now, look, yes, I think it's sad to die untimely, right? If someone's, you know, succumbs really early and you feel like they had a lot of potential, a lot of time, and a lot of, like, there's a lot of growth, that can be sad. Right? That can definitely be sad and even depressing if you want to think of it that way. But then there's still that point of like, look, we got no control over that. Things happen in life, and it's unfortunate, right?
It's out of our control.
Exactly. So what do? Do you, like, for example, prime example, Jamoke Hayward Horton. He dies at 35 years old. 35. And he doesn't die, he kills himself. He takes his whole life. He puts a bullet in his head. That's what he did with a high caliber gun, 50 cal. There's no way you survive in that, right? There's no way surviving that, right? So he makes that decision, November 9th, 2018. what am I going to do? Am I going to be mad at him for making his choice and not being here? A little bit, right? Am I sad that I don't get a chance to see him as get to see him and grow with him and experience new things with him? Yeah, a little bit. Am I angry? I'm not angry. He made his choice. Do I miss him? Absolutely. I ride by his house every time I go for a bike ride, his old place. I say hi to him. I tell him I miss him. But am I depressed? Nah, I'm not depressed. Because what I am grateful for is the time that we had, right?
Right.
Because at that point, the moment that event happened, November 18th, the moment that point happens, that's it. Going forward, there's nothing, I can't do anything about that. That is what it is. But what I can do is appreciate and acknowledge all this time that I had prior to, the times we spent together, the laughs. So I don't focus on what I don't have and what it could have been. I focus on what I did have and what it was.
That's definitely glass half full mentality.
It's definitely glass half full, because I would have loved to have that full glass of life with him, right? But I only got half. And so I'm not going to be upset about what I didn't get. I'm going to be so happy about what I did have.
Right.
Wow,
and that was good. Yeah.
Thanks, Roy. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't think we could follow that now. I think that's the best way to go out. We're gonna
all right.
Just go out good. 5 minutes early. I mean, no, that's a good way of looking at it, though. So yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right.
Well, anything else, dude? I actually, when you said to think about it, I tried to get my friend Eric, who to film their Spitballin at videos. I wanted to ask him. He's an Afghanistan vet, dude. So I wanted to ask him about how he's feeling about all this drama over there. And some soldiers just died, and
I saw that at the Kabul, close to the Kabul airport.
Suicide bombing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, this is
interesting.
That's a pretty heavy topic. I don't know if we can make that quick, but I will say this: for as long as we were over there, and as much as we've tried to nation build and to help, I mean, the moments, right? As long as we've been over there training their troops to be able to protect themselves and take care of themselves, like literally the Taliban comes in and the Afghan soldiers drop their guns, surrendered, and so they didn't even try. And so then now the Taliban has acquired U.S. military arms and whatever else. Dude, they are I've heard experts talk about our approach to Afghanistan and the Middle East is ineffective because we don't understand their culture completely, right? Like their motivations and what drives them. Like we're coming from a place of trying to incorporate some ideology or some idea of what the world could be. But these guys are coming from a place of religious beliefs, religious zealots. That joint runs deep, bro.
Yeah, man. With suicide bombers, you never even really heard of that.
That's
20 years, 30 years ago.
Exactly. So the fact that a guy's willing to go in with a bomb strapped to his body to blow up some stuff for something that he believes.
I shouldn't say 20 years ago. I should say 30, 40 years
40 years ago. The fact that there's somebody who's willing to sacrifice the most precious thing in life, which is life, for an idea, for a belief. That belief is way stronger than anything else that you can. So until we can fully understand that, these guys have literally just been sitting and waiting. They're we will wait for as long as we have to. So
you can't bring democracy with bombs, man.
You can't. It's got to be love, man. Everyone, look. Personally, I don't like a war on anything. I don't like the war on drugs, the war on poverty, the war on homelessness. War. It's almost counterproductive. It's an oxymoron. It's a war where there's death, destruction, right, loss of life. And you're trying to compare that to, trying to fight poverty with war. That is it doesn't make sense to me, right? If anything, it should come from a place of love, right? It's got to come from a place of love, because love invites people in. Love opens people up. Love is accepting. It can't be the war on alcohol, the war on drugs, the war on poverty, the war on homelessness, the war on, whatever else they want to put a war on. War. There's nothing that comes out of war. There's always a loser in the war.
Morons are for morons.
There you go. So It's got to be love, man. It's got to be love. It's got to be love. So
all right, Reg,
we got to
sign
take
us
care of
out.
each other. All right. Hey, thanks everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Spitballing. We appreciate you tuning in. For those who are watching, thank you. For those who are listening, thank you. That's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele, and this has been Spitballing. Peace.
Peace.